have been having way too much fun today with the Suno AI song generator. I was having too much fun with it because I would go to ChatGPT. I would tell ChatGPT about someone I wholeheartedly hate and would be like, all right, give me a hardcore rap diss track based off of this whole story that I just gave you. Give me the prompt for Suno. Give me the lyrics. And sure enough, it would come up with it right away. Then I would plug that into Suno. And Suno has gotten crazy good. We played a few of those songs on the Noon Hour of Madness and Mayhem, not the diss tracks that I was creating. I'm not going to air those, but I'm just saying if you ever hate someone with a passion, you can just be like, you know what? I don't have any musical talent. I can just have AI do it for me. And then you can send that track to them and be like, this is for you. It's just some AI-generated rapper just dissing them for no reason. If you want to do something like that, I mean, it would be funny just to send a diss track to your best friend as well. Just have them, slightly insult your best friend, but not go too far. Anyway, if you want to get a hold of me, you can over at 208-535-1015. We played a different track, Skin and Solder, the Ballad of Jay Davis, that outlaw country song. Played that on the Victor Wilt show this morning. I'm sure that'll make it onto the podcast. No, wait, I don't think it did because I think Victor forgot to record that break. I'm not sure. But listen to the Victor Wilt show on demand. Listen to Peach's Pit Party on demand. If you ever miss any part of either of our shows, you can find them wherever you get your podcasts or at riverbendmediagroup.com/podcasts. I already posted today's To Peach Their Own Question. You can find it in the K-Bear 101 Idaho Rock and Metal Facebook group. What song is so annoying to you that you can't listen to it? Now, I'm sure without even looking at the comments, I already have a bunch of answers saying anything by, well, let me guess, Ghost, Sleep Token, Taylor Swift, Cardi B, the same old usual suspects. But for me, this one particular song, I'm going to torture myself by showing you my answer because I know we have it in the library for, I think, Classy, maybe Z103, maybe Throwback 103. I think it's Throwback 103, but I, for one, cannot stand Gwen Stefani. I love Akon, can't stand Gwen Stefani. I can't stand this song from the two of them called The Sweet Escape. Yeah, cannot stand this. Woo! Yeah, it's an awful song. Awful, awful song. So during the 4 p.m. hour, I'll ask that question, what song is so annoying to you that you can't listen to it? Think of your answer right now and then let me know later this afternoon. Are you the unlucky one hosting Thanksgiving? Yeah, I talked about it yesterday. Might have been on Monday, actually, where Butterball already opened its hotline to help you with any questions or concerns you have about preparing for Thanksgiving. Now they've also introduced special pants designed with comfort and functionality to help you get ready for Turkey Day. This is how much prep goes into Thanksgiving. Butterball has teamed up with the chef apparel brand, is it Headley? Headley and Bennett to design Thanksgiving hosting pants. They make your marathon day in the kitchen a little bit easier. They include a special pocket for your meat thermometer, a phone pocket so you can call the turkey talk line in a pinch. You know that turkey talk line I mentioned? There are loops for towels and utensils, even a bottle opener to keep the drinks flowing. And for a little fun, there are some patches with turkey-themed puns all over the pants. But you can't buy them, I don't think. It says if you'd like to score a free pair, Butterball is giving some away in batches on their website. Now, can you eventually buy them? Are they going to be wildly expensive? And they're going to sell out within 5 minutes because that's usually what happens. Oh, yeah, look, I'm already looking at the sizes. All they have left. Oh, wait, no, coming soon. Okay. I almost panicked there because I was like, wait a minute, it just says extra small and all the others are grayed out. But, yeah, they're free. More than likely, you're not going to get a pair unless you camp out on this website. And, I mean, who really wants to worry about pants all that much? I mean, if it's free, sure, but I don't know. They're just pants. Like nothing really to get in line about online. You know how Ticketmaster is with that queue? I feel like you'll be 47,000th in line waiting for this free pair of pants. God, Thanksgiving's so overrated. One of the worst holidays there is. It would be nice to have some of these stores only available in Salt Lake City or Boise here in the area, like Home Goods, for example. Trader Joe's, obviously, In-N-Out. You know, any single time you see something get announced here, there's people in the comments going, well, we don't need another burger joint or something like that, you know. I'm trying to plan exactly where we want to go in Salt Lake City this weekend. I'll be going to the Set It Off concert with Fame on Fire, Vanna, and it was the Pretty Wild, but they dropped out of the tour. Autumn Kings replaced them, which I already did see them. This might be that one rare time where I skip out on an opener only because I just saw them not that long ago. And I was honestly really, really excited for the Pretty Wild. It did hurt me a little that they dropped out of the entire tour. I'm hoping they can announce something soon. I'm trying to get an interview with them via Zoom, but in Salt Lake City, in person, I'll be interviewing Set It Off, and then hopefully Vanna as well. If all goes according to plan, I'll make sure to get those on our YouTube channel at KBear101RMG. But those shops in Salt Lake City, sometimes there's too much you want to do in the span of 2 days. Like, we're only going to spend the weekend in Salt Lake City. We don't necessarily want to run around to all these different stores. I just wish it was so much easier just to have a Home Goods here in the area, a Trader Joe's maybe, an In-N-Out would be fantastic. You know, so many people would complain about the In-N-Out coming here. But then literally that first day, the line would be hours long. And I'm talking like 12 hours at least. When that first one opened in Boise, the line was 13 hours. Isn't that insane? Just for a cheap burger. You got to wait a few months in order to get yourself some In-N-Out after they open a new location. Let's move on to some Catch Your Breath. It's dark on Peach's Pit Party. Yesterday was the NFL trade deadline, and there were plenty of deals made. The New York Jets made two of the biggest deals, getting rid of star players and stocking up on draft picks for the future. They sent cornerback Sauce Gardner to the Indianapolis Colts for 2 first-round picks and wide receiver Adonai. Is it Adonai or Adonai? Adonai Mitchell. And then followed that up by trading defensive tackle Quinnen Williams to the Dallas Cowboys for a first-round pick, a second-round pick, and defensive tackle Motzie Smith. There's always next year, Jets fans. A Toronto Blue Jays fan is hoping to make some money from a Los Angeles Dodger fan who wants a piece of history from their Game 7 win on Saturday. John Baines caught the game-tying Miguel Rojas home run in the 9th inning. It appeared that he threw the ball back on the field, but he revealed that he had another ball in his pocket that he threw back instead. Then, in the 11th inning, Baines' son caught Will Smith's game-winning home run. Baines is hoping to sell the 2 balls for $2.5 million. Another battle of the sexes in tennis is slated for December 28th in Dubai. The number 1 women's player in the world, Aryna Sabalenka. Is that how you say it? Aryna Sabalenka? I don't know. Will play the men's number 652, Nick Kyrgios, in the match, which comes after months of trash talk from Kyrgios about the women's tennis circuit, claiming that women can't return our serves. The first battle of the sexes match was played between Bobby Riggs and Margaret Court in 1973 and won by Riggs. He then lost later that year to Billie Jean King in a match broadcast worldwide. A third battle of the sexes match saw Jimmy Connors beat Martina Navratilova in 1992. I butchered that name. That does it for your Shot Clock Sports Update right here on KBear 101. I was reading something about the super beaver moon. What on earth is that? Should I Google search it? Super beaver moon. Okay, what is it? The nickname for the full moon in November, which is both a full moon and a super moon, making it appear larger, bigger, and brighter than other full moons of the year. It's called the beaver moon because this is the time of year where when beavers traditionally begin to build their lodges and store food for the winter. It is also the closest full moon to Earth in 2025. Now, there's that, and for some reason, how to make moon water is trending. So I found this article here, everything you need to know about moon water, the basics of it, how to use it, how to make it, how it works, its benefits, what to do with it. You would think it's like something related to moonshine, maybe, but no, this is literally just water in a concealed container left out during the night to capture the, quote, energy of the moon. Yeah, I'm not kidding. That's essentially what it is. Moon water, pure water sealed in an appropriate container, left to charge with energy provided by the light of the full moon. It has to be the full moon. No eclipses. No, nothing. Nothing else besides the full moon. Okay, now why does it say I need this? Oh, why moon water is so magical. It's not only a physical substance, but it's a spiritual elixir that has a real impact on people's lives. I bet there's some hippie out there right now getting all excited about this type of thing. Oh boy. I can't imagine living next to someone. They have all these like sealed containers of water outside their door. They come out in the morning, grab them and go, oh, look, I have a whole new batch of moon water. All right. I feel like I made the hippies mad with that one. Let's move on to some Lorna Shore Unbreakable on Peach's Pit Party. You know what absolutely sucks is seeing a piece of your childhood just leave, just be gone. They're done. It's out of there. I know everyone in Pocatello was devastated when the mall got demolished, but the mall was definitely dead the few times that I walked in there. There was nobody in there besides the workers. There was that Nerf dart arena place where the one guy the staff member was shooting the Nerf gun around, and then he himself was picking up the darts, and it was the saddest thing to watch because it was him and like 5 other employees at the different stores, and then that was it. There was hardly anything else in the Pocatello Mall. I'm excited to see what it turns into, really, but back in Southern California, I used to go to the Westminster Mall quite a lot. That's where I had my first job working at Foot Locker at like 17 years old. Hated working there, but it was still my first job ever. So seeing that place now, seeing the different reels on Instagram popping up of people talking about how dead the Westminster Mall is, it's even worse than the Pocatello one. When the Pocatello one was at its end, like the Westminster Mall has nothing in it. It's just an abandoned building. You have the signs still from the businesses that used to be there, but there's nothing in there. And I think some conventions sometimes will go in there and take up the place. I don't know how much it is to rent the Westminster Mall, but super sad to see it just sort of sit there until they eventually take it down for more overpriced apartments in Southern California. Yeah, it really is stupid that they have to build up more apartments that are going to be like $3,000, $4,000 a month in rent alone. Not to mention utilities and all of that stuff, but still. Really does suck. I don't think I'll be able to see the Westminster Mall before it's demolished. I don't know when it's supposed to be demolished, but my next trip to head back home will be after Christmas, and who knows, maybe it's gone by then. It really does suck to see shopping malls go. I used to love going to the mall. I love going to the mall in Idaho Falls. I love going there. I'm glad that one is still popping. You know what's crazy to see? I for some reason, this popped up on my Facebook. Wrestlers from the year 2000 versus wrestlers now and how old they are now compared to how old they were back then. Now, here's what I mean. Now, back then, The Rock, back in 2000, he was 28 years old. Stone Cold Steve Austin, 36. He's the oldest on this sheet here. Undertaker, 35. I didn't realize Stone Cold Steve Austin was older than The Undertaker. I thought for some reason The Undertaker was just older than everybody. Mick Foley, 35 as well. Triple H, 31. Kurt Angle, 32. I see Chris Jericho was 30 back in 2000, and The Big Show was 28 years old back in 2000. The average age was 32. Now, the wrestlers now, Cody Rhodes, he's 40. Roman Reigns, the same. John Cena, 48. It really is going to suck to see his last ever match in December. Saturday night main event. I think the tickets for that event are through the roof as predicted just because it's John Cena's last ever match. I mean, there's this big buildup, this big final tour he's doing, and it might be the one time I actually watch wrestling again. I haven't watched it in quite some time. I don't even pay attention to it that much anymore, really. Some of these people, I'm like, who are you? Who's this person? And then you find out it's like the famous son of some prior wrestler that you used to watch or something like that, but yeah, the average age of these wrestlers now is 41 years old. I can't imagine Victor going out there and doing that every day. Jade, the same thing. CM Punk, 46. I remember when he was the young guy. You know, wrestling's tough. I can't watch it anymore, really. The storylines, the acting's horrible. They're out there in their undies grappling each other. You know, I'll watch John Cena's last ever match and say goodbye to that part of my childhood, and that's about it, really. All right, here's another question. Not today's to peach their own question. I don't think I'll be asking this one. This might turn political if I were to ask it in the K-Bear 101 Idaho Rock and Metal Facebook group. What's a rule society follows that makes absolutely no sense to you whatsoever? Wearing a tie is the number one reply here. Now, ties, for some reason, I have not learned how to tie one. I know there's a lot of people here in the area that know how to, just because of what they do. You know, they put on the white shirt, black tie. Luckily, there's a lot of people here that can tie a tie for me. Judging people by social media follows. It is funny watching influencers in LA try to find the most, the best picture, or they try to find the best location, the best time possible, the whole golden hour thing so they can post it. I don't know. I've kind of given up, but at the same time, like when it comes to content creation, I mean, obviously it's a part of my job, but I'm not going to be artsy-fartsy about it. I'll be posting videos of dumb things I say on the air or an interview or something like that, you know? Other than that, I don't really care. I just put it out there. Obsession with holding doors open to the point that it's actually an inconvenience, pressuring people to speed up their pace because you decided to hold the door open while they were 100 feet away is not politeness. Sometimes people here in the building, they'll show up to work at the exact same time as me. And to prevent that I just talked about from happening, I'll wait in my car for a little bit for them to go inside. So that way I also don't have to do the awkward, like, hey, good morning to them. I just avoid them altogether. I wait in my car, wait for them to go inside, then I do by myself. Having to text before you call somebody. Now, what does that mean? Like just texting them, you don't get a reply, so then you call them. Or you get that really terrible thing where you get that text from somebody that says, call me when you can, please, which I will never do. Never. You either call me, and if I don't answer, you try calling me again later, or that's it. Don't be that person that texts me, call me when you can, please. Or if I text someone, and then they reply to it with a phone call, or even worse, they say, oh, you know what, just call me, we'll talk about this on the phone. Like, no, just reply to it. Reply to the text. I hate it. Anyway, here's Set It Off, Rotten. I don't know why there's so many rules when it comes to taking a shower. Maybe that's the reason why most metalheads don't do it. You go to a rock show, it smells awful. It's because the people are not wearing deodorant. They haven't showered in weeks, maybe months, who knows? But many people these days are showering for like an hour, is what this article says. Now, I'm guilty of doing so. It feels good. The hot water feels nice, all right? I don't have heat in my place. I know I do, but I don't ever really turn it on because, well, I want to save money. So when I get out of the shower during the wintertime, it's one of the worst things possible. Makes you wake up when you take that hot shower in the morning, you turn the water off, and you get out of the bathroom, and you're like, whoa, this is cold. And you have to do that weird run to get your clothes on before you freeze, you know? But there's a lot of dermatologists out there that are saying that we're taking way too long to be in the shower. It's not good for you. Overwashing can cause redness, dryness, itching. It can damage the skin barrier. They want you to be in there for like 8 minutes, and that's about it. That's too short. I'm not trying to make it feel like a pit stop where I just go in, try to go as fast as possible, get out. You know, I want to enjoy myself. All right? They discourage you from doing everything, like, you know, shaving, whatever you need to shave, you know, putting the soap on and all that stuff. They just want you to do the like 1 or 2 tasks, get out. Don't tell me what to do. It also sucks trying to find the right scent of body wash. I literally had another tab open in here trying to find the best scent. Trying to find something that like maybe my girlfriend would like, maybe that I would like. I've been using this brand, Cremo, for the longest time. And then I go into Reddit and I see people saying, hey, don't use this brand. Don't use that brand. It's full of chemicals. Can't do anything right. You know how there's Fat Bear Week? Well, there's Fat Squirrel Week, and Chunkasaurus Rex took the top spot. Yeah, it beat out Chunk Norris. I love these nicknames that they're having for these fat squirrels. Chunkasaurus Rex, a resident of Dinosaur Valley State Park in the Glen Rose area, was crowned the competition's first ever winner after a bracket-style competition using social media likes as votes. Chunkasaurus Rex, it's a tough word to say, Chunkasaurus Rex faced off in the finals against Chunk Norris from Fort Richardson State Park after fellow Final Four squirrels Nutella from Lake Mineral Wells State Park and Stan Lee, the Texas Tank from Cleburne State Park, were eliminated. Shout out Chunkasaurus Rex winning Fat Squirrel Week. Apparently that was happening. I wish I could have voted. I wish I could have known about this so I could have voted. You know, that's the election. That's the election I worry about the most. Fat Squirrel Week. Get the I voted sticker in the shape of a peanut. Oh, man, that would be great. A Superior Court judge in Arizona has stepped down, citing physical, medical, and family circumstances. It was only after her resignation that a police body cam video was released showing her being arrested for, well, going number one in public. Judge Christine Schaaf Olsen, I believe that's how you say her last name, Schaaf, Schaaf-Olsen, was seen popping a squat on Prescott, Arizona's famous Whiskey Row, just steps from the courthouse where she worked. Police video shows an officer approaching her as she pulled up her pants, sat on a bench. The officer called the scene disgusting. Her husband, who is Chino Valley's Parks and Recreation manager, was also arrested for resisting after trying to intervene. Schaaf Olsen was cited for that and will have to appear in court. She had served on the bench since 2023. Oh, full name being released to the public, full story. I would be embarrassed for life. Are you kidding me? Anytime someone Googles you now, this is going to pop up. Watch. I'll Google search Judge Christine Schaaf Olsen. Yeah, there it is. Drunk judge caught with her pants down, going number one in public, right there from the New York Post at the top of the search page. I may have mentioned this once or twice on the show before, but Tyra Banks, she used to do that whole America's Next Top Model show. My parents and sister would watch it. Would I be in the room? Absolutely not. I didn't care for that show whatsoever. I don't think Tyra Banks has been relevant since like 2008, something like that. I don't know, but she just came out with her new line of hot ice cream. Yeah, it's literally melted ice cream. That's all that it is. And she says it's not a latte, not hot chocolate, but your favorite scoops transformed into liquid hot ice cream. Sippable baby is what she put. Sippable baby. It's called Hot Mama and sounds much like melted ice cream. You know how you can do this? Well, just melt ice cream, drink it, and that's how you get Tyra Banks' new product. There you go. Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, a.k.a. Brendan Peach, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.